Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome, my dear beloved brothers and sisters, and YouTube subscribers, and on Facebook as well. Right, so ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome to this video, guys. My name is Yaqut Zaman. This is a live stream where we just discuss some things maybe in the week that happened, and we also catch up on the latest. So let me just go on to Instagram. Instagram people might be waiting. Actually, for them, I'm gonna have to do like this. All right. So Q&A, Friday. Right, so wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Tofu Bear, ahlan wa sahlan. You are the first, mashallah. Hamza, wa alaikum assalam, ahlan wa sahlan. And Juma Mubarak to you as well. May you have a blessed Jum'ah. Mashallah, today I had Juma, and I almost was fainted when I was praying Salat. I think I talk too much. So when I talk loud in the bayan, so it kind of like just gets to you. So I got my tea here, guys. Check out this. This is the tea. Yeah. Right. Manfado, wa alaikum assalam, ahlan wa sahlan. And I hope you had a beautiful Jummah as well, Manfado. Hello. I wanted to know what was these beads around your neck today. Kept on looking at them. Oh, it's this. It's basically, it's my headphones. These are not headphones. These are called bone conducting headphones. Right? The bone conduct. You don't put them in your ear. You put them in your bone. So like if I'm driving a car or riding a bike or something or talking to someone, I can simply just put them on, and then it's Bluetooth, but it's for your bones. So you put it here, over there, and you can hear through there, and you can speak to people as well. And yeah, just put it there. So I know it can become a bit distracting. Sometimes I just in the bayans I take them off. Otherwise, a lot of people just keep looking at them. What are they? Masir Ali, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ahlan wa sahlan, my brother Masir. Welcome, my brother. What's happening? Yo. Is there a difference in the sound today? Is the sound a bit better or the same? Fresh Prince of Pakistan, wa alaikum assalam, ahlan wa sahlan. شيخا ahlan wa sahlan, أخي الكريم الحبيب. كيف الحال؟ كيف كان جمعتك? So what is a series of books you recommend for a Hanafi student from beginning level to advanced? So a series of books I would suggest. The more important than books, I think, is the teacher. This is where a lot of people, lose out on. If you have all the books out there, are fine. But the problem is if you don't have the right teacher that can actually fill in the gaps for you, that's where the problem arises. But generally, if you have a really good teacher, I would suggest studying something like Fiqh al-Muyassar, Nur al-Idah, yeah, and Fiqh al-Muyassar, both parts. Okay, the first part Ibadat and then Mu'amalat, right, both of them, and then Nur al-Idah, you can study that alongside it, right? It wouldn't be a problem. Then I would say maybe Quduri, then Al-Ikhtiyar, then Sharh al-Wiqaya, and then maybe something like Hidayah. Yeah, and with Hidayah, maybe like Bahr al-Ra'iq as well. Yeah, I think that's the kind of sequence that you want to go into. The idea is if you want to study anything systematically, you have to try and understand the core masail. All the books have core masail. Those core masail should be studied first. And then the peripheral masail or the secondary type of masail are the ones that you focus on next. Yeah. Otherwise, I think a lot of people, I don't know, I hate a lot of people saying to me, oh, I'm studying this book and I've been studying for this many years. And I'm thinking, if you've been studying for this many years, you should be really good at fiqh. Why is it that you're not good at fiqh if you've been studying it for many years? Yeah, and I think the main reason it goes down to consistency. There's not that much consistency maybe with the students studying, or maybe the teacher is not really sort of like teaching it in a way that's beneficial for the students. I don't know. Ibi, ahla wa sahla wa alaikum assalam. Sounds fine. Sounds good. Excellent. Jazakumullah khair. Sami Allah wa alaikum assalam. I am from Indian occupied Kashmir. I'm currently in the UK and would like to learn ilm. How can I do so? Well, you have two options. You can either study at a local place where you reside. That would be the ideal way. So wherever you are, you study locally. You find a scholar or you find an institute that is teaching, and then you study with them. And the other option is that um, you study online. Right, that would be option number two, guys. Yeah, I think there's a bit too much noor on my face. Let's try to reduce the noor. Is that better? Looks better. Reduce the noor, guys. Right. Noble Fiend, ahla wa sahlan wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful Jummah Mubarak to you as well. I studied fiqh for a couple of years. I'm not that good. I tried Dars in Nizami online and I think I can't do it now. Arabic seems to be very hard to grasp now. I am. Should I go for ABC like Arabic grammar and everything? Okay, so what I would suggest is do a basic course in Arabic, I would say. Basic course. If you do basic course in Arabic, that's going to help you. That's going to help you a lot. Wa alaikum assalam, Naseem. Ahla wa sahlan. Welcome, Naseem. Cycling is going well, mashallah. I met your friend, I forgot his name, from Worcester, the Imam of a mosque. I forgot his name now. Yeah, I was at this nikah last weekend. So there I met one of these guys that I met at a janaza. The only time I meet him is like an event. So I met him at janaza first, and I met him at a wedding, and he was inviting me to give a talk in his mosque. Yeah, so I think maybe Samiullah, I think the best thing for you to do is focus on is trying to understand basic Arabic. Yeah, basic Arabic. So when teaching fiqh, of many teachers focus on just on breaking down the text only and then move on. Is the purpose of reading Ikhtiyar or any other book just to able to break down? And so no. So that's the thing, isn't it? So breaking down the text is the most basic thing that any teacher should be doing. The fiqh should be such that you're creating in the student's mind curiosity. So you explain the masala, you create curiosity, and then the student starts asking questions and then starts trying to understand how would this work, then how would this work. So the masala should be such like it's like you're throwing the masala into their minds, and then that's causing a ripple effect of questions and curiosity. That's how fiqh should be. So fiqh is called tafakkur, isn't it? Understanding, where you're in understanding by looking at other scenarios outside of what you studied, and that's how the expert teacher can navigate you, help you out. So let's say you're studying, for example, let's say tayammum, and someone asks a question about, or the masala is basically saying you're allowed to do tayammum with any earth-based substance according to Abu Hanifa and Muhammad. You might think, okay, what kind of earth-based substance are there out there? And really try to think about it. What about marble? What about diamonds? And what about hardened lava? What about lava rocks? And what about, I don't know, some other sort of like things like that? Yeah. So what about these things? So this is how your mind should be going around. The teacher helps you navigate. How good is Al-Aini's commentary on the Manar? Like, I haven't really kind of read it in a lot of details. Hold on, say. Yeah. Hold on, say. I mean, the thing about Manar is, again, you don't become too fixated on like sharas. Don't become like a sharih searcher. Yeah, what you want to do is you want to study the matan with at least one shara, and then the others you read it on your own. That's it. And students who kind of like, I've seen a lot of students like they say, "Oh, Ustad, there's these 4 or 5 sharas. Which one should I start with first, and which one should I do?" You don't have to do any of them. You just have to study the matan properly, solid, and then the other sharas you can read them on your own. That's how it should be. So I haven't really seen Ainis, but I mean, generally, Ibn Abidin's, Mullah Jivan's, and these are the kind of ones that suffice. Can you teach me face to face? No, unfortunately, I don't have the time. Unfortunately. In Salah, if you're waiting for the Imam to finish, for example, if in the Tashahhud you finish before the Imam waiting for Salam to be said, can you recite your own du'as in Salat? Yes. Yes, you can. After you do a work on ta'leel such as ikhtiyar, what's the additional benefit of studying the Hidayah? Like, suppose you know the core masail and the yeah. So basically, the reason why you study Hidayah is to understand what was his contributions to Hanafi fiqh, and that's where a good teacher comes in handy. So if the teacher knows like what are the masail that Sahib al-Hidayah is bringing out that other Hanafi didn't bring, or why is he using this particular wording of how he's brought the particular ta'leel, that's what you want to see. Like, I mean, you could study, if you study ikhtiyar properly, yeah, then you don't really need to study Hidayah if you're just after masail. But Hidayah is very good because Hidayah was, obviously from the tradition of Mawara Nahar, and then he had that sort of like mabsut sort of approach, Sarakhsi approach. But he presents certain masail of his own, so you can see his contribution as well. That's the main thing. So whenever you're studying a book, remember why are you studying this book for, and what contributions does this book give me that another book is not giving me? Assalamu alaikum, ahlan wa sahlan. Ahmed R. In the Hanafi school, is it forbidden to urinate in small bodies of still water, and would that not apply to modern day toilets? So the prohibition of is where it's public water. Yeah, small bodies of water, meaning that the reason that the water is supposed to be something which other people are meant to be using. So, water that's found outside in the public. That's basically it. So as for urinating in toilets that have it's designed to have a small amount of water that stops the smells from coming. That's what the basically water is for. So when you have water in, if you ever seen in your toilet, you got water in there. That's basically stopping smells from coming from the gutters into your room. So that would be fine. We are physically able to make ruku, sajda, and pray nafal, but there's like a mental barrier stopping us. What to do about this? I don't understand. We are physically able to make ruku and sujud and pray nafal, but there's a mental barrier stopping us. I don't know. Is this a trick question? Is it? Sorry, I haven't understood. Don't just study the Shari', go from studying the Shari' to the Shari'. Allahu Akbar. Basir Ali, you're on another level, bro. Your thinking is Sidrat al-Muntaha thinking. You got that Sidrat al-Muntaha thinking there. This tea is so nice. This is called masala tea. Yeah, for those of you guys who want to see what I'm drinking today, these are it. You see that? Oops. Just put it there. Yeah, that's basically what I'm drinking today. Yeah, so it's some nice, lovely tea. It's like very masala-fied tea. Okay, just put it to the other desk. Sulaiman, wa alaikum assalam, ahlan wa sahlan, ahlan wa sahlan. My brother, greeting from Belgium. Welcome, my brother from Belgium. Welcome. I don't know any Belgian. Is it French? You guys speak French over there? Bonjour. Ça va très bien, merci. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, Hidayah teaches you how to extend those core masail to other masail, but in the Transoxian way. Brilliant. Very good. Bang on. And the best thing is, if you haven't read Sheikh Suhail Hanif's PhD on Hidayah, then you need to read it as quick as possible. ASAP. You need to ASAP it. Basically, how do we do something when we don't feel like it? So what you need to do is like anything in life. Anything in life, you want to motivate yourself, you have to have incentive. Why do you wake up in the morning to go work? Why do you wake up to go study? Why do you wake up to go and eat your food? The reason is because there's an incentive there. There's a desire there. You need to create that desire in yourself. And to create that desire in yourself for Nawafil, you need to read more about Nawafil. Read more about the virtues of praying, the virtues of praying nafil salah. Read more about the Prophet ﷺ, learn more about Allah. The more you learn about these things, the more it's going to create inside yourself. It's like a person, every time they're shown advertisements of Coca-Cola or they're shown advertisements of, I don't know, some food or something. What happens is they get that craving for it. So the same thing, you need to create that craving inside yourself. أنا بخير الحمد لله. جمعتي جميلة الحمد لله الحمد لله. أهلا وسهلا أهلا وسهلا. How to teach kids Arabic while Arabic is not native? So I have never taught kids Arabic language, so I wouldn't be the best person to ask about this. However, when it comes to kids learning, do not ever focus on grammar. Do not use grammar at all. How do kids learn English at school? The way they learn English at school is two ways. They listen to a lot of English and they read English books. So you need to have like bit by bit. You need to have bit by bit. Yeah. Feed them Arabic language. So you can have these progressive reading books. Yeah. So you can get these progressive reading books that you study. So like 4-year-old for designed for 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds. You start reading, make him read that. For kids, do not focus on grammar at all. It's just silly, that is. Right. So honestly, it's just gonna be burning them out. They don't even learn English like that at schools. They just learn in an immersion style. So you speak with them in Arabic and you read Arabic books to them and translate it for them. But brother, we have no knowledge that we have accountability and have the potential to be thrown in Jahannam, yet people are heedless. I don't know, brother. That's too much of a philosophical question for me. Okay, how can mother learn and teach them? So mother has to go and learn herself, isn't it? If the mother doesn't know Japanese and she wants to teach her kids Japanese, she can't. It's not. That's not possible. But she has to learn. Or I mean, nowadays on YouTube, you've got a lot of these Arabic cartoons that they can watch, Arabic dubbing. So once they listen to that time and time again, they start to become more familiar with that. Can start by daily use. Can starting by daily use phrases be a help? I mean, you can try it. I think I don't have kids. I've never taught kids Arabic, so I wouldn't be the best person to ask about this. If you ask me about teaching adults, I'll probably be able to speak a lot about that. But unfortunately, kids, I can't really say much about that. Assalamu alaikum. As the only son, are we financially responsible for younger half siblings we've not met before after father passed away? No, you're not responsible unless they are in dire need and there's no financial way. Like literally, they're dying of hunger or they need financial support. Then, to whatever means you can, you should help them. But it's not considered to be a religious duty upon you. What's the ruling on seeing in a non-Muslim country, seeing women without hijab, for example? If you're watching the news, sometimes it's a woman presenting. Is one sinful? Yeah, good question. This is. So the scholars about these kind of things would mention that the woman not wearing a hijab, because if a woman is not wearing a hijab, if she's a non-Muslim, then you can look at her. Yeah, so a Muslim man is allowed to look at. This is Imam Ibn Nujay mentioned this in Bahr Raik. But if you feel that you're getting sexual desire, you're getting strong urges by looking at her, then you're not allowed to look. Yeah, that's what they say. You're welcome, Talat. Yeah, guys. So this week's been a very nice week. Alhamdulillah, my chest has cleared up. Yeah, my throat's got much better. But what I would say is, definitely, if you get ill, make sure, this is what I've been doing all week. Make sure you drink lots of turmeric or consume it whatever way you want. Have lots of fluids throughout the day. Yeah, lots and lots of warm fluids throughout the day, and eat healthy. Sleep well. Eat healthy, inshallah. Very, very beneficial. You're welcome, Abdullah Ashraf. Tahir, how much time it take to learn Arabic language? How much time does it take to learn anything? It all depends upon the person, how good they are at learning, how much time they dedicate to it. Like, do they do it on a daily basis? Is it once a week? um, and also the resources that they have as well. I think these are three things for learning anything. It's it's the person's capability that mentally are they good at learning. Some people are very good, some people are not so good. And how much time can they really give? So are they going to be learning at a frequency of day to day, or is it going to be like once a week, once a month, and then resources as well? Is thinking that someone is attractive or have good appearance the same as sexual attraction? No, not necessarily. Yeah, so someone like you might look at something and think see that as beautiful. Like you look at a nice tree, you look at a nice bird, or you look at someone's got children and children look very beautiful. Um, but lust is where a person has sexual desire. You can feel it. Everyone knows when they're feeling lustful inside. What made you get into learning about the Deen Arabic? What made me get into it? I would say it was I was in college and I was studying to go into software engineering, and then I just had like one day, you know, like a friend who was telling me about Islam, and I just had it from there. I just thought to myself, you know what, that's the kind of path I want to take. I want to learn about Islam. I want to learn all the rulings. I want to understand the Quran. I want to understand how Islam functions, works. So this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to understand the Quran for myself. I wanted to understand Hadith for myself. What's all this all about? Alhamdulillah, it just started from there. Some people, unfortunately, might live a life and they have no exposure to what Islam is about. They just brought up in like cultural Islam. They have no idea that Islam is actually an intricate system that governs everything. Like it governs how we live with our families, as how a government runs, even how you worship Allah as well. Yeah, so that's basically it. Sunny morning. What does it exactly mean to accept a situation? How do you grow in acceptance and in sincerity? Are there specific azkar? What does it exactly mean to accept a situation? I'm not too sure exactly what you mean by that. How do you grow in acceptance? I mean, okay, so well, from what I've understood from your question, I would say I think you're asking this question: if you're in life in a difficult situation and you wanted something else, but you can't get that thing that you want, how do you get used to it? Generally, how do you get used to anything in life? The way you get used to it is you have to slowly allow time to pass. So, like they say, time is a healer. So, as time passes, you get accustomed to that thing and then you get used to it. It's like, for example, let's say I'm living in the UK. Now, all of a sudden, um, I travel to, a village somewhere in Asia, yeah, or in Africa, or um, in South America, a village, right, that has hardly any amenities that I'm used to, and then I'm stuck there. So what would happen is normally as time goes by, days go by, I get used to it. So this is one thing. That's the main thing you have to understand. Sabr, patience, is something which comes with passing of time. You have to just allow the time to pass. There isn't like a cheat for it. There's not like a drug or a medicine you take and you get used to that thing. You just gotta take. Um, However, for some people it's going to be hard. Some people they might have gone through problems in life, and there might be trauma. There might be like things that are bringing back bad memories, and so for them they have to get that sorted. They have to. You can almost say get closure, right? That's a difficult thing, I would say. Um, so this is the idea. That's what sabr is. Sabr is trying to your best to control your emotions in the positive way. Growing acceptance. How do you grow in acceptance and in sincerity? That's a hard thing. How do you grow in sincerity? Sincerity is the opposite of what a human normally does. Humans normally do things for other people, like to show other people what they're doing. They like displaying their actions. They like, they get encouraged, they get motivated, energetic when something is being done in front of them. When they're doing something in front of others, and when they're alone, they don't have that much enthusiasm, right? So you say you're praying salat in the mosque, and you'll pray no, enough more nafal because friends are there or things are there. And when you're at home, you probably might not pray them. So the idea is again, you have to like to create sincerity. You have to know like very very strong why you're doing it for, who are you doing it for, and that requires you to have a personal connection with Allah. doing dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, reading lots of Quran, doing lots of istighfar, getting up for tahajjud. These are like you can almost say the keys of getting to, to the core of sincerity. And it has to be a continuous thing. You don't just do it one off and that's it, you become sincere. No, you have to continuously, and accountability, check your actions, you check your intentions as well, throughout the process. One of the things that might even help a lot is when you have someone else overseeing you as well, like a mentor. You have a teacher or a mentor that you're kind of always getting back to, accountability, and that kind of allows you to also. But it's not an easy thing. Isa wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome. At the time of the four khulafa, of example, when Islam was ruling a country, did it work as a dictatorship or democracy when making decision about the country? So I've actually mentioned this. I have a series called Evo of Fiqh, Evolution of Fiqh. So if you go through those videos, you'll find it over there. So generally, the way that from the time of the Prophet ﷺ, the way that it used to work was autonomous. It was an autonomous government, and the autonomous government means that there is one head, one leader, and that one leader makes the final decision. That final decision that the leader makes, it might be based upon consulting others, experts. So let's say, for example, there's a war going on. The leader is now going to call experts of war, speak to them and say, okay, what do you think about this? And then he listens to everyone, and then eventually he comes out with this decision. The point is that in the system of the past of how the leaders used to run things, there was a leader who made a sole decision. That decision usually was based upon some sort of like a consultation. That's how it was. Whereas democracy isn't like that. Democracy is like, it's just all over the place. There isn't really any proper democracy. Yeah, it's just, two or three parties fighting with each other of who's going to run the country, and then even then, they mess up the whole country as well. So it's like they don't even know how to make a decision, right? So I think that's the issue. شيخنا أريد أن أدرس أصول الفقه، أي طريقة أفضل وأي كتب ترتيب أفضل؟ عندي الترتيب الذي أحسب أنه من أفضل الطرق هو الترتيب الذي يبدأ طالب العلم بدراسة القواعد والأصول المهمة، نعم، بالأمثلة. يبدأ بهذا، ثم ثانيا بعدما ينتهي من هذه القواعد والأصول يبدأ بالمتون. فإذا كان طالب العلم يعني يسير حسب هذا المسار، هذا الطريق أو هذا المنهج، فيعني ينشأ في الطالب فهم الاستنباط. تمام. فهذا الشيء الذي ينبغي أن يطلب طالب العلم عندما يدرس أصول الفقه، يعني يستهدف حصول ملكة الاستنباط. كيف كان العلماء سابقا، كيف كانوا يستنبطون من النصوص. نعم، فهذا الطريق أفضل عندي. ولأجل هذا أنا صورت يعني فيديوهات في أصول الفقه بالإنجليزية في 28 درسا. نعم، يعني هذه الأصول يعني بينت من عند نفسي. ثم بعد ذلك إذا كان الطالب يريد أن يدرس مثلا متن المنار، أصول الشاشي أو متن المنار، يعني هذا يكون أفضل له. هذا حسب طالب الحنفي. So what are your thoughts on taking bay'ah as your sheikh is a bridge to Allah in helping you? I mean, it's not necessary to take bay'ah. Because remember, look, bay'ah, for those who don't know, is basically you're making a promise to a particular individual that you are gonna resort back to them and get guidance from them in important matters in your life that are related to getting closer to Allah. That's what it basically is. It's like, imagine you want to go on a diet, so you get yourself a dietitian, a private PT, private tutor or trainer, and you resort back to them. You always ask them, okay, for breakfast, what should I have? What should I have for lunch? What should I have for dinner? What if I eat this? How do I deal with it? How do I lose belly fat? Or how do I tone my body? All these things. You can have that whole system for a spiritual journey, and that spiritual mentor is where this allegiance that you give him, this promise that you make to him, is called bay'ah basically. And this is a very good thing if you feel as though, especially if you feel as though, you're a lazy person and, you need someone to really push you. Then for those kind of people, I would say it's really, really important for them to think about that kind of thing. But you don't have to give bay'ah as long as, you kind of, you feel a sense of accountability and responsibility to an individual, whether it's your parents, whether it's like your teacher, whether it's just some good guy in the community that you can have. The negative effects of, this is the negative effects now, of creating a culture of this type is that people think that the getting a mentor is the main thing that you need, and they don't look at the substance. Are they really improving or not? Or is it just simply just a fashion, like a garb that you're putting on, and you're just going into this cult kind of mentality? That's the problem that can come out of these things. So you have to be very careful, I would say. Yeah, it's like a person, it's like getting a gym membership and then thinking the whole point of going to the gym is simply just to get the membership. Whether you go or not, or consistent, isn't really that important. The whole point is going around showing people your membership card and saying, look, I've got membership. And this is what can happen with this. So it's a careful balance, I would say. Mr. Hayy Salam, ahlan wa sahlan. Which book would you recommend on Usul Tafsir, Quran Sciences, to get a good overview? I have seen a few, Sunuki Taki's book, Fawzul Kabir. So what you have to understand is these books are different. They're designed and written very different. For example, Fawzul Kabir is designed to kind of break down verses of the Quran for you. So it's a more of a science related to the themes of the ayats. That's what it's more about. It's like an insight into how could you classify all the ayats? How could you break them down, and what are the interrelation? What's the relationship between certain verses and others within the ayats and surahs of the Quran? That's basically what Fawzul Kabir is. Whereas the tafsir, usul al-tafsir, right? Usul al-tafsir, that would be more like the one that Mufti Taqi has written, Ulum al-Quran, or Imam Suyuti before him, and then Imam Zarkashi and others. Those are more to do with the general science of Quran, like the history of the Quran, history of tafsir books, and how the tafsir books work, and then some get into sort of like background about verses as well. It's like a general knowledge about verses. These verses are in Makkah, these verses in Medina, these verses are related to this particular issue and that. So that's basically what those are. I mean, it depends what you want. I would say, first of all, before you go into any of these books, make sure you've read the Quran with the teacher from cover to cover before you do any usul tafsir. Otherwise, you're not going to benefit. I can guarantee you that. You will not benefit. You'll have some ma'lumat, some background information about these things, but you're not really going to gain that really good depth. Yeah, it's like, for example, someone not studying Arabic, like you haven't read a word of Arabic, but you want to learn the Arabic rules. Right? Again, it's like one of those kind of ones. You get burnt out. You won't be able to see. That's why, for example, I've made a series on my uruk.com. There's a series called, what is it called? Something about Quran. Yeah. Essence. Is it called the Essence? Essence of the Quran. It's a 12-part series. And it basically, I go through basically verses. I go through the verses, how to break down verses. It's like a very good starter point for anyone who wants to go on a journey of understanding about the Quran. Yeah, it's for them. Have you ever taught Maktab children? Yes, I have taught Maktab children for about 2 years, I think, or maybe 3 years. 2009, 2009, 2010, yeah, 9, 10, and 11, I think. Then I stopped. Yeah, then I had to start teaching more adults, Alimiya course. Yeah, I've taught. What kitabs are you reading at the moment? At the moment, because I am preparing for a presentation on Taha Hussein. So inshallah, I'm going to be recording. I don't know if you guys have heard of Blogging Theology. So Blogging Theology is a really good YouTube channel, and mashallah, run by Muslims. And they have like academics come on and they give presentations and talk about various topics from Christianity all the way to things to do with the Muslim Ummah, etc. And so one of the one of the brothers that's involved in there, he contacted me and asked if I could do a presentation um, on Taha Hussein. Taha Hussein is a figure that was a guy that was lived in Egypt in the last century, and he came out with some like radical claims regarding Arabic language and Arabic poetry. So he's written a few books, and a lot of people have written against him. So basically, it's on that. So I've actually made in the past many years ago, I made a video on Taha Hussein. You guys can check that out about Taha Hussein if you guys are interested. And then this is going to be more in depth. So at the moment, I'm reading lots of books on that issue. Yeah, I'm like literally spending loads of hours. Where is that comp? Wrong one. How do I get rid of this? Yeah, I don't know how to delete this. Yeah, so okay, let me try to get a proper link. This is the link. Hussein. There you go. So at the moment here, so I'm reading about 4 or 5 books at the moment on that issue. So some of the books I'm reading cover to cover. So his book, he's got several books. One of his books called Fi Shi'r al-Jahili. So I've gone through all of that a few times. And then there's some others who have written rebuttals on him. One of them is Tahta Rayat al-Quran by Mustafa Rafi. It's about a 400-page book. I'm not going to go through all of it. I'm just going to go through certain sections. And also, there's a book called Naqdul. I think it's called Naqdu al-Shi'r al-Jahili. Something like that. Yeah. So these are the ones I'm currently going through those. Salam Sheikh, is there more reward to walk to a close masjid and get the front row seat of a Jummah, or walking further to central town and doing Jummah where there are more people but no front row? I don't know, I mean, both of them are virtuous. And the thing is, nothing has come in a hadith to say which virtue is higher than the other. Generally, the scholars say a person should go to the masjid that is closer to them. That would be generally. Unless, for example, like there's another masjid that has more virtue for some reason, like it has a much greater, and a person, experiences much more pleasure praying there. But when people ask me these questions, what is more rewarding? Is doing this more rewarding? This, I can only tell you that if it's come in the Quran or come in the Hadith. If it hasn't come in the Quran or Hadith, I can't tell you. Like if someone says, is praying Tahajjud, 2 rakats of Tahajjud more important, or is fasting on Monday and Thursday is more important? I can't say which one's more important, which is more virtuous. Yeah, they both have their own virtue. At the end of the day, Allah looks at your intention. If your intention is pure and good, Allah will take one action you do and multiply it a lot. That's the thing. Manfado, where's the fine line between looking at deen from academic perspective and spiritual perspective? How do you get a good balance? That's a hard thing, that is. That is the hard thing. I mean, academic, you can get it from, books and lessons. But spiritual, you can only get it from humans. That's the thing. You have to sit in the company of good people. I would say regularly visit good people, good pious people, sit in their company. They don't have to be scholars, pious people, because the point of sitting in their company is not to learn anything new about Islam. Yeah, because you're going to learn that in academic. What you're going to learn there is you're going to realize your own faults. So you find out, you probably know, if I sit with these kind of people, how is it, like, how do I feel after I sit with these people? If I sit with like arrogant people, how do I feel afterwards? So you can you can test yourself, you can almost say. You're welcome, Manfado. Thank you so much for that, Asad. That has helped me a lot. I do not have access to a one-to-one teacher, so a lot of what I do is via online courses. Any online courses you are aware of for Quran cover to cover, Um, I don't know. Is there any other language you know besides English? Is there any other language you know besides English? If you know English, then I would say currently, if you get in contact with Dr. Suhaib Saeed, Dr. Suhaib Saeed, he's on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, and I don't know if he's on Facebook, but Dr. Suhaib Saeed, if you contact him, he's actually currently going through systematically the Quran, and you can find out if you can join those lessons. Bima Bays, ahlan wa sahlan, mashallah, mashallah, ahlan wa sahlan, welcome, my brother, from another Mara. Uh, Namaz ke masala, tell me, mashallah. Like someone saying, why can you explain Bukhari to me? You got hay fever, akhi. No, I don't have hay fever, but I've got hay, and I had a fever. I've got a bit of a sore throat today. I gave a Juma bayan, and my throat gets a bit croaky. Right. So anyway, I'm gonna go off Instagram then. So people of Instagram, take care. Okay. And the people of Instagram. Let me just put this on charge. All right. So. You're welcome, Mr. H. You're welcome. You're welcome. So anyway, guys, Jazakumullah khair. And this week, videos came back up again. Alhamdulillah. Monday, I didn't do video Monday. I was a bit tired of Monday. But Tuesday, I put up video on Tarkeeb. And Wednesday, I put up a video on. Imam Ali. On Thursday, I put up a video on Mukhtasar al-Quduri, and obviously Friday is today, right? And I used this for if you saw the Quduri one, I used this for it, and it's very, very nice, very good experience. I like gadgets that make your experience much more fulfilling and much easier. So this is basically a screen tablet. So as you guys know, I normally use a tablet, but this screen tablet is very, very good because I don't have to keep looking up at the screen. I can actually write exactly where it is, and because it's working from the device, my mini Apple Mini, I don't have to do too much rendering. Like I don't have to, because when I do my iPad, what happens is when I try to edit it on the computer, the there's a difference between the image on the iPad and between the image on the Apple Mac. Yeah, so resolution, size of the screen, yeah, all these things, the dimensions, all these things have an impact on how it renders the video. So that's why I prefer the recordings I do on my Apple Mini. So that's why this is really good. I would definitely recommend anyone who is serious about doing videos or teaching with either use like one of those pads that doesn't have a screen or a pad that has a screen. Yeah, those are very, very helpful. It's going to make your teaching experience much more enjoyable. I pray, Yochi, we need some tea vlogs. Yes, my brother. Yes, my bro. This is the tea. So lovely tea. It's got so much masala, like various flavors. Probably got about 7 or 8 flavors in there, like different things mixed into it. Tea vlogs, yes, my brother. I need to. There was actually on radio. I remember once this guy was saying he's actually tasted over 1,000,000 teas. Imagine that, 1,000,000 teas he's tasted. I was thinking, whoa, 1,000,000 teas. Yeah, and that was like, I think he was saying on a daily basis he tastes around about I don't know, 500 to 1,000 teas because he's a professional tea taster. Did you just say gadgets? Yes, my bro, gadgets. What's your IG handle, Mufti Sahab? IG, my Instagram handle is called Roots of Knowledge. Yeah, Roots of Knowledge. Roots.of.knowledge. I think it's that. Am I right? Yeah, but anyway, if anyone wants regular updates, if you want regular updates, then what I would suggest is what I would suggest is definitely get onto my Telegram. Yeah, so Telegram, that is going to be the thing. Yeah, my Telegram. Let me just show you the Telegram link for anyone who wants to join. I always forget how to. There it is. One second, guys. Let me just invite links. Okay, copy. That's right. That's my Telegram, guys. Telegram link. Abin Hajara wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ahlan wa sahlan. Bima. Ami sa or biscuit balafai. Ami sa. Let me translate for that for you guys. Ami, I. Sa, tea. Or biscuit, and biscuits, balafai. I like them a lot. Yeah, look at that. Anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna 0121 do one, like we say in Birmingham. I think I'm gonna 0121 do one. Tomorrow I have inshallah live stream coming in the evening. Inshallah. I've actually got a nikah in the evening, walima in the evening to go to. Hopefully that should be finished before the live stream. So I've got that, and then yeah, Sunday inshallah is gonna be Sunday. I might be going to attend a talk somewhere. I might be in Luton on Sunday. I might be on Luton on Sunday. I haven't really 100% decided yet, but inshallah. My hair's gone long as I look. I'm thinking, you guys think I should? Has it gone too long? Should I cut it? What do you guys think? I'm thinking maybe I should cut it, trim it, make it up to my ears. I am praying Maghrib, then I forget to recite loud. What do I do? Are you praying on your own, or are you the Imam of Jama'ah? MashaAllah. Wa alaikum assalam. I heard a sheikh say you can't pray Sunnah in same spot as Fard, and no, it's not true. Yeah, Aba Huraira, where you at G? Ahlan wa sahlan, my brother Nafis. The Shaykh is ghair muqallid, I think. He said it is haram. No, Allah knows best. I never come across in any of the four madhabs. So praying alone, that's fine. Then you don't have to read aloud. Going to the Hanafi school, you do not have to read aloud in any prayer if you're praying on your own. But it's at night time you can read aloud. It's good to read aloud, but it's not compulsory, not necessary. All right, guys, take care, inshallah, and I will see you guys next time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.